What's up YouTube, it's your girl Curly. So Victoria, I'm back with another video. I was just filming a video, but it was just kind of all over the place, so I decided to start over. So I'm going to be giving you guys 7 tips to grow long, healthy locks. I am on month 17 of my second lock journey, and this is pretty much where my hair is. If you're new to the channel, thanks for tuning in. If you've already been subscribed, thanks for coming back. Just a quick story for my new subbies, my new babes who are joining my channel. Basically, I had locks in the past, okay, and I ended up like keeping my locks for almost 2.5 years before combing them out. And at the time I wanted something different for my hair, but I didn't necessarily I wasn't like committed to the journey forever, you know what I mean? So at one point I ended up combing them out successfully and saving a lot of my natural hair, and then I just returned to being a loose natural. Well, I knew that one day I would lock my hair up again. I've always felt like, you know, by the time I turn 30, I want to have more of a permanent hairstyle. I'm not 30 yet. I still got a ways to go. But I'm just saying. So I ended up returning back to the lock journey. And this time around, I've just appreciated it a lot more because I do see it as a journey. Some people just get locks and they just get locks because it's, you know, to them it might be a trend. To other people it might be just something different to do. But there's other people who get locks and they know that like this is part of my journey, this is part of the woman I'm becoming, this is who I am, this is, so everyone has their reasons as to why they embark upon the lock journey or why they stay. So I knew that I wanted to go back onto the journey, and I knew that, you know, this time around it would be different because I seen it as a journey. And I just knew that it was going to be a part of a good chapter of my life. And sometimes, you know, people that I know, they're like, oh my goodness, if you would have, you know, kept your locks the first time, your locks would be like to your butt right now. That is true. My locks would be like past my butt probably. And sorry, that water's good, but that is true. But while that is true, I'm grateful that I did not stick to that first lock journey because I felt like everything attached to that journey didn't need to be a part of this journey. You know what I mean? And when I'm, you know, embarking upon journeys in my life, I want energy, I want peace. I feel like your locks have the ability to carry those things with you. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you know, I'm glad that energy isn't with me. You know, there's people and things and, you know, seasons of life that, you know, have happened that I don't, you know, I don't want a part of this lock season. You see what I'm saying? So I just feel like your journey definitely has the ability to basically, you know, have a large toll on what you're doing, what you have going on and stuff like that. So I'm super glad that, you know, I didn't bring that along this journey with me. So I am presently, like I said, 17 months, as you guys could see. I don't want to turn all the way around because I'm sitting in a chair, and then I clipped my hair up so I can do my makeup, so the top is clipped, but just so you guys can kind of get a look. So these 7 tips on how to grow long, healthy locks are just tips from me. You don't have to necessarily take them, but this is just my advice to anyone who's, you know, looking for just some tips for growing long locks. I'll be doing several lock videos today, so if you're new to the lock journey or you just been looking for some new inspiration, I'll be posting more videos today. So basically, the first thing that I want to say is what you consume, your lifestyle, foods, beverages, you know, stuff like that. What you put in your body has a strong indication as to how your hair, you know what I mean, stunting your hair growth and stuff like that. If I nourish my body and I put good things into my body that has the ability to do wonders, that carry like, you know, minerals and like through waters, or maybe even carry good sources of certain things, that has the ability to affect my hair, you know what I mean, the growth of my hair, fruits and vegetables and healthiness and stuff like that. So obviously Another thing is drinking ample water, you know what I mean? that's a part of what you put in your body. I drink a lot of water. I drink like a gallon of water every day, and it does a lot for my body. Like, it does like a lot for my body. It literally helps me with energy. It helps me, and I see how fast my hair grows. So I know that it just grows because, you know, obviously some people just have faster growing hair, but then also by just taking care of your, you know, your body, it has a lot to do with, you know, your growth. You don't want to stunt your growth because, you know, you basically are feeding your body with junk and feeding your, you know what I mean? You ultimately will feed your mind with that too, and then be wondering why your hair is not taking place. Love on your hair by loving on your body, by loving on yourself through your life. The second thing I was going to say, water your hair. Literally, water it. It's a plant. Water it. I typically, like, if you live in colder climates, I understand that you can't be out there, you know, all the time with your hair just wet and going about your day. But if you live in a hot climate or somewhere that it gets, you know, pretty toasty, baby, you have the opportunity to literally rinse your hair every day. Not necessarily wash it with like products, but you have the ability to just put your hair under running water and rinse it every day. I work out, so, you know, like, being able to do something like that is amazing, just because, you know, I do work out a good amount of times. But also, even if you don't work out, water your hair. Water your hair. Your hair loves water, so just water it. Like I said, it's a plant. When you go outside or your indoor plants, like, you water those plants on a regular, don't you? That's how they're gonna, you know, that's how they're gonna grow. That's how they're gonna be what they need to be. So water your hair, okay? Water it, sis. Water it. I don't care if you have to have a spray bottle to spritz it, or if you get in the shower to spritz it. I mean, to rinse it. Do whatever you do. The next thing I'm gonna say is, outside of watering your hair, this should have probably been step number 2 instead of, or this should have been tip number 2 instead of 3, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it, is take your vitamins. Take your hair, skin, and nail vitamins. Take your probiotics. Take your multivitamins. Nourish your body, because I'm telling you, what's done on the inside comes out on the outside. So if you're feeding your body with good foods, if you're, you know, taking your vitamins and you're, you know, just keeping the nutrients within your body, that's gonna ultimately help the rest of your hair growth and stuff. I look a little light. Just gonna try to, I'm gonna have to add a little bit of do I have any? I look lighter in person to y'all, but I don't look that, like, as far as the concealer, but I'm gonna add a little, I was trying to see if I had, do I have any? I don't think so. I was looking for a little bit of foundation to add to this, but I don't know that I have any. Or if I do, I don't know where it is. But I'm gonna bake a little bit. But anyway, yes, water, put the yes, do all that, because ultimately it's gonna help you. It's gonna really help you to, you know, just get those nutrients in your body, and take probiotics, take your like I said, take your vitamins. And I know probiotics are really good for gut health, but I'm just saying in general, just have your body together. The next thing that I would say is moisturize your hair, okay? Whether you're a person who likes to put oil in your hair, or you're a person who just likes to put hair milk, maybe you don't like to do any of that, you only want to do a retwist or whatever, make sure you moisturize your hair. Like, obviously, yes, it's good to leave your hair alone, let your hair do what it do, but you don't want dry hair, because once your hair becomes dry, that's like, it's going to get to a brittle state, and you're going to be wondering like, oh man, why can't I, you know, why is my hair not growing? It's just breaking off. Well, you're not watering or moisturizing your hair, so definitely moisturize your hair. That's huge. Last night I did a video where I was just basically showing you guys my my self-care routine, and I was just showing y'all how I oil my hair, like how I literally oil my hair throughout the week. And I did black castor oil, but I'm just showing y'all how I like I said, do my hair throughout the week. Figure out what your regimen is going to be and stick to it. Don't try to adopt my regimen, anybody else's regimen. Adopt what works for you. But you want to moisturize your hair, like moisturize it, sis. The next thing I would say is develop a hair routine. What is your routine? Like I just said, I oil my hair probably every 3 to 4 days. In the beginning of this loc journey, I didn't necessarily do that, but because I didn't put any oil in my hair for like almost a year. But you need to develop a regimen. Like, how often do you want to oil your hair? How often do you want to wash your hair? Now, I'm not saying you have to follow these dates to a T, but you need to be somewhere within the ballpark. You need to learn your hair, because everything I do and everything you do is not going to work for each other. So figure out what works for you and do that. I just got a lash in my eye. Jeez. I feel it. Yeah, develop a regimen. Figure out what works for you. My eye is literally... going through the most. There's nothing worse than when you see it and you feel it. I'm not quite sure it's coming out. Wow. And now my belly is growling because it's dinner time. Anyway, yeah, figure out what works for you. Figure out what your regimen is, because my regimen or somebody else's regimen is not necessarily going to work for you. So just know that. Figure that out. Know that. Okay? Because you'll be disappointed trying to do my regimen or somebody else's regimen and it just doesn't work for you. Yes, y'all, let me... I'm not trying to be all fancy. I'm just trying to, you know, hit in the right areas or whatever. But yeah, figure out your regimen, sis. Okay? Please. Figure that out. Because ultimately that's what you're gonna need to do. I'm looking a little decent. It's decent. Anyway, moving on. The next thing, don't bleach your hair too often. Do not bleach your hair too often, sis. If you don't have to bleach your hair, don't bleach your hair at all. But if you're gonna have to bleach your hair, don't do it as often. Because bleaching your hair too often, you're gonna find that your locks are gonna end up brittle. They're gonna start coming out. They're gonna start, just the texture might change. When I bleached my hair blonde, when I started this loc journey, I did it right before I started the locks. You guys know that I maintained my locks and I started these locks myself this journey. I literally bleached my hair first because I didn't want to bleach them after and then the texture end up potentially changing too early on. So I bleached them first. I haven't had the desire really to go back blonde in a while, even though I get a lot of people who say, oh, you look so good with the black, but you look so good with the blonde. Like, because I plan on keeping my hair for a long time, I'm really careful about the decisions I'm making as far as color. Like, if I go blonde, that's a decision that I would have to, you know, really know that I'm going to maintain, and I'm not going to be trying to switch back black in the next week. So that's something that, you know, you have to really, really be careful about if you want to, you know, maintain. I'm not saying that you can't have blonde and have healthy locks, because in my first journey, I wore my hair blonde more than I wore it black. And I maintained my hair pretty, you know, I did a pretty good job. But, yeah, I pretty much maintained my hair. And like I said, I did a good job. But I didn't really experience the breaking, the brittle, like what everybody experiences. But I'm just saying, because I didn't know the end journey, I didn't know how long I was going to keep those locks, I didn't know any of that, I didn't want to risk it. So, like this time around, I didn't want to risk it because I just didn't know. So, I did. The next thing, let me see. Yeah, don't bleach too often. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that, but don't bleach too often or at all. If you don't have to, don't do it. I do color my hair. I do keep my hair, you know, freshly dyed jet black. Every once in a while, I'll just, you know, go update my jet black. For example, I just recently bought this Dark and Lovely jet black, which is, I use Dark and Lovely jet black all the time for my jet black hair. But I recently picked this up from the store. I didn't even need it right now, but just because it was on the shelf and I knew that in a few months I am gonna need it, I went ahead and bought it. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I do to keep my hair. And then I feel like also, because I'm in a business arena, I feel like, I'm not saying you can't have blonde in business. Listen, I am a product of everything that a business says you can't have, I have. When it comes down to my hair, I wear locks. When it comes down to my tattoos, I have a sleeve and more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes down to just everything that you hear that you can't have in business worlds, I pretty much have. So I'm not saying you can't have colored hair. I'm just saying for me in business, it goes hand in hand. You know, black hair, it's real sleek, it's real professional. Also, I always tell y'all, my black hair hides a lot. So my hair is not all that done, like now, it still hides a lot. So I am proud of that. But for the most part, I haven't dyed my hair or anything outside of black since I have gone back to this lock journey. Like I said, it was blonde in the beginning, but after I dyed it black, I have not dyed it back. So the next thing I would say is low manipulation. Low manipulation on your hair. You don't have to be doing everything to have the best results. I either have a top knot, wear my hair down, or a low pony with a hat. And that's pretty much my go-tos each day. I don't try to style my hair in all these different, I mean, sometimes I do a retwist. I might do a braid out, or, you know, like bantu knots or a twist out or something like that. But outside of that, on a regular, I do not do all of that stuff. I just keep my hair, you know, at a place where it's manageable, but not doing the most. So, low manipulation. The last thing I would say, I don't know if this is 7 or 8 steps at this point, but I'll try to link them in the video. But the last thing I would say is satin pillowcase or a headscarf. I sleep on satin instead of cotton because it definitely retains my moisture. Whenever you sleep on like cotton pillows or cotton headscarves, it basically absorbs your moisture. So it's like, do it on satin or sleep on satin pillowcases, it retains it. There's nights where I don't want to put on my headscarf and I just sleep on a satin pillowcase. So I think those are important, crucial things to do if you're trying to have long, healthy locks. Low manipulation, and then patience. Patience is definitely something. Patience is definitely something. So along with that, low manipulation, satin pillowcase, just remember to have patience. Have patience and your hair will grow. It will grow. Water it and the plant will grow. don't take care of the plant will not grow. It's simple. Life is not designed to be difficult. Like, it really isn't. It's just you gotta look at it in the simplest forms and go from there. I mean, it gets difficult, but that's basically what you gotta do. So that's my 7 lock tips on how to grow long, healthy locks. I'm gonna take my clip out now so you guys can kind of see what we're working with. My front is shorter from when I cut my hair, you know, before. I cut my hair in the past, before I started this lock journey, and that's why my front is always so short, because, but by the time my hair grows out, I'll basically have layers. So, but that's how I grow long, healthy locks. Like I said, we're 17 months. About to be a 1.5 years come January, and this is your girl's hair. Get into it, baby. Do y'all see that? I don't want to turn all the way around. I told y'all I'm sitting in the chair, but for the most part, y'all can see that. Right. And then if you just know how to take care of your hair already as is, it's a bonus. I already know how to take care of my hair, so that's how I'm also able to grow long, healthy hair. There's some people who don't know how to take care of their hair, and that's also part of the reason why it's not growing, but that's it. So y'all, I gotta chill. Thumbnail maybe? How to grow long, healthy hair. Yes, y'all, I be trying to get my thumbnail. Okay, well, I'm gonna let y'all go because I got things to do. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys learned something. Later.
It's only 11 something, but why does it feel like it's 2 something?